thank you for joining us today on our third NoonTalks. Okay, can't believe that we are on our third sessions already. Okay,
Yay.
so I'm Chong Sin, your host for today. So to our viewers online, okay, today is the first time you guys are seeing me. Okay, but don't be shy. Fire away your questions later in the live chat. Okay, and I'll try my best to get Vision Fu here. Okay, to address them. So today, okay, Vision Fu is here with us again. Okay, to share on achieving acne-free skin with TCM.
Yeah.
So for those who are new to us, okay, NoonTalks is all about sharing valuable insights and knowledge, okay, on various topics related to female health, chronic conditions, okay, beauty and skin health, okay, as well as general wellness. Okay, with that, we hope to share how TCM can support you every step of the way, especially at major life stages.
Yeah.
Okay, so do mark your calendars, and don't miss out. Okay, we'll be here every last Wednesday of the month. Okay, so now let's turn the spotlight back to Vision Fu. Okay, so why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Thank you, Chong Sin, for the introduction. Hello, everyone. I'm back. Okay, so for those of you who are not familiar with me, I'm Physician Fu, and I'm a TCM physician at Oriental Remedies. I graduated with a double degree in TCM and biomedical science from NTU as well as Beijing University of Chinese Medication. So, I've been with Oriental Remedies for 3 years now, and I see a variety of conditions, including female health, fertility, as well as general wellness conditions such as beauty, digestive issues, as well as pain conditions.
Okay, thank you, Vision Fu, for your quick intro.
Yeah.
Okay, so I believe that skin health, okay, is a very popular topic, okay, for most people. Okay, so it can range from aging to eczema, and of course, acne, which is today's topic.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we dive into our content for today, okay, so I want to start with some myths, okay, that I heard about acne. Okay, so we will have Vision Fu here to tell us whether it's true or false.
Okay, let's debunk some myths.
Okay. Okay, so for the first myth, okay, is that chocolate and other heaty food causes acne. Okay, is it true or false?
It is true. Okay, so heaty foods that including things like chocolate as well as your snacks and processed foods such as like your junk food, your McDonald's, all this, right? Okay, is considered heaty in TCM, and heaty foods essentially cause a lot of inflammation inside the body. Okay, so this kind of inflammation inside the body over time, it can actually manifest on our skin as angry and red acne. Okay, so which is why I always tell my patients, if you want clear, healthy looking skin, then you need to cut down on your heaty foods such as your chocolate, your sweets, and your McDonald's and everything like that. Yeah, so it's true.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Okay, so for the second myth, okay, which is staying up late causes acne. Okay, is it true?
This is also true. Okay, also unfortunately. So for all of you late owls out there, okay, staying up late can actually increase your chance of getting acne. Okay, the reason why is in TCM theory, between the time of 11 p.m. to 1 a.m., it is actually the time for our gallbladder to detox. Whereas between 1 a.m. to 3 a.m., it is our liver's detox time. So these two organs are very closely responsible for the removal of toxins as well as cell recover and repair in our body lah. So if you don't go to bed before 11, these organs can actually overwork themselves. Essentially, they are not able to detox and push out the toxins, which will cause an accumulation of toxins inside our body lah. We call it like 毒素身体很毒. So this kind of toxins can show up on our skin in the form of acne as well. So also again, I always tell my patients, if you want good healthy looking skin, then you need to go to bed. You go to bed by 10 and you fall asleep by 11. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so now that we know that we have to sleep early, okay,
Yes.
so for the third myth, okay, is, which I heard a lot, which is you will get acne if you don't wash your face often enough. So is it true or false?
So this one is partly true and partly false. Okay, so it is true that you need to wash your face. Okay, the reason why is because on a daily basis there's a lot of pollution outside. We get a lot of dirt, dust, oil on our face, and this can actually clog our pores. So it is very important to wash our face regularly to remove all these pollutants. Okay. However, it is also not good to overwash our face. Okay. So an ideal frequency would be to wash your face twice a day, once in the morning and once at night after you come home from work or your school, okay? And this is actually enough to get rid of the excess pollution and the oil from the face, okay? If you overwash it, right, like if you do it with a drying cleanser almost 3 to 4 times a day, it can actually over dry the skin. And why dryness is not good for the skin is because our skin barrier actually requires moisture and hydration to repair itself. Okay, so if you already have acne prone skin and you overwash your face, right, it can actually dry out the skin, and then it'll further weaken the skin barrier, and then it'll cause even more acne. Okay, so which is why it's important to wash your face, okay, but don't overdo it. Okay, wash it twice a day. Okay, and then afterwards, it's also very important for you to follow up with a hydrating moisturizer okay, because if you just use cleanser, then it's a bit too drying for the face. Okay, so I know that some guys, they just wash with cleanser and then they don't put moisturizer. Okay, it works for some people. Okay, but I will still always advise to put on a hydrating moisturizer because it can actually help to prevent you from getting acne, and also can keep your skin looking youthful. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Vision Fu, for addressing this need. Okay, so maybe now as a TCM practitioner, okay, maybe now you can share with us more on how TCM views skin health.
Okay, so TCM actually views skin health as a reflection of your inner well-being. So if you're someone who exercises regularly, who eats healthily, and then goes to bed early at night, right, generally you tend to have better looking skin. Okay, but if you're someone who eats a lot of junk food, and then don't sleep early, don't drink enough water, and then also don't really exercise, right, then you may find yourself a little bit more prone to skin conditions or skin issues. So in TCM, skin health is most closely related to 2 organs, and that would be the lungs as well as the stomach. Okay, so for the lungs, right, okay, we say that it is the organ that is most closely related to the skin. Okay, we say 肺主皮毛, meaning that the lungs govern the skin. So the lungs is actually akin to our immunity. So they are our first barrier against any pathogen or allergen when we breathe. So as such, right, a deficiency of the lung can actually be understood as a deficiency or an imbalance of an immune system. Okay, so when our immune system is out of balance, it can actually lead to issues such as skin sensitivity or even eczema. So in addition to that, as we grow older, right, our lung yin energy, okay, actually becomes weaker as well. So the yin energy inside our body is actually in charge of liquids and things like this okay. So if our lung yin becomes weaker, right, it can actually cause our skin to become drier and also lose its suppleness. Okay, so that's the first organ. Okay, the second organ that is most closely related to the skin is actually the stomach. Okay, so the reason why is because we say that our stomach or our gut is related. There is a gut-skin axis okay. So whatever we take in, right, whatever we eat is what will show up on our skin. Okay, so excessive consumption of heaty foods such as fried food, oily or spicy food can actually lead to excess stomach fire. So all this can actually trigger excess acne outbreak as well. Okay, so this is why improving the health of these 2 organs, okay, is the first step to treating skin health in TCM.
Okay, thank you, Vision Fu, okay, for your insights. Okay, so it's clear that actually TCM takes a holistic approach to skin health. Okay, considering the internal factors, okay, which Vision Fu mentioned earlier, which is our lungs and stomach. Okay. They can impact our skin. So I'm curious, okay, does Western medicine, okay, share a similar perspective as well, okay, when it comes to acne and overall skin health?
So Western medicine is also similar in that acne is also believed to be caused by an imbalance inside the body, in which case it would be hormonal imbalance inside the body. Okay, so the most common types of acne actually includes hormonal acne, cystic acne, as well as fungal acne. So in TCM theory, hormonal acne and cystic acne can actually be caused by excess stomach fire due to an excessive consumption of heaty foods, while fungal acne is believed to be caused by a weakened skin barrier. In TCM, we say weak lung qi okay, which can make it prone to fungal infection. So in fact, many doctors will also agree that improving on your lifestyle as well as your diet would be the key factors in improving acne conditions.
Okay, wow, okay, that's interesting, okay, to know that actually Western medicine, okay, and TCM view skin health, okay, similarly. So can we discuss, okay, how TCM, right, okay, classifies different types of acne.
Okay, so in TCM, we mainly see 3 types of acne. Okay, so the first type of acne is the lung and stomach fire acne. So as you can see in the picture that we've just shared, right? Lung and stomach fire acne is usually characterized by red and angry bumps or pimples, okay, usually accompanied by white pus inside. Okay, so the cause of this type of acne is usually an excessive consumption of heaty foods lah. Okay, we say in TCM. And this kind of acne is usually triggered by hot weather. So other signs that you may be suffering from lung and stomach fire will include things like feeling hot and sweating easily, as well as oily skin on the face as well as the back. So that is the first type of TCM acne, which is the stomach and lung fire acne. The second type of TCM acne is called the qi and blood stagnation acne. So as you can see in the picture, this type of acne is usually characterized by dark, purplish, dark red kind of acne marks. Okay, so this is usually caused by a long history of acne or chronic acne essentially. So other signs that you may be suffering from qi and blood stagnation will include things like painful menstrual cramps as well as blood clots during your menses. So that's the second type of TCM acne. And then the last and third type of TCM acne that we commonly see is the lung and spleen deficiency acne. So as you can see in the picture, this type of acne, in comparison to the first type, is significantly less red in color. So it's usually pale or pinkish in color. And then it's very rare that you see pus with it. Okay, usually this kind of acne, it lasts for a very long time. It's relatively flat, and then, it just doesn't really go away. Okay, so this is usually caused by natural body constitution during birth, as well as poor nutrition in the later years. Okay, so if you want to avoid getting this type of acne, okay, you need to eat cleaner and healthier. Okay, and also have enough nutrition in your food intake as well. Okay, so other signs that you may be suffering from this would include things like fatigue, pale lips and complexion, as well as history of sensitive skin. So for some of the patients who have eczema, sensitive skin, or even childhood asthma as well as sinus, then you may suffer from this kind of acne. So these are the 3 main types of acne that we see in TCM.
Okay, so other than these 3 types of acne, right? Okay, it's also said that acne, on different parts of the face, corresponds to the imbalance, right, in different parts of the body.
Yep.
Okay, can you elaborate more on that?
Okay, so similar to the tongue, where we say that different parts of the tongue correspond to different organ health inside our body, acne on different parts of our face can also correspond to different organs imbalance inside our body. So I'm sure this one, everyone is a bit interested to find out, okay? Because, sometimes you find that, okay, we always have some pesky acne that always shows up on the forehead, or sometimes it's always on the nose, okay? So now is the time to find out why. Okay, so if you're someone who always has acne on the forehead, right? Okay, this is usually caused by excess stress as well as liver fire. Okay, so what is liver fire? So liver fire is essentially, we call it similar to liver inflammation. Okay, and this is usually caused by late nights, or even if you're someone who likes to drink a lot of alcohol, this can also cause excess liver fire. Okay, so if you always see acne on the forehead, right, then you know that these are some of the lifestyle factors that you need to improve on. Okay, basically you need to sleep a bit earlier, and then you need to cut down on your alcohol intake as well. So for the left cheek, right, okay, this is usually linked to detox issues. Okay, so if you always have acne that shows up on the left cheek, okay, it might be a sign that your detox system is not working so well. Okay, it means your lymphatic system is probably a bit congested here and there. Okay, you might also be drinking a little bit too much, because this also puts excess burden on detox, and then you also need to try and sleep a bit earlier. Okay, okay, so that's on the left cheek. And then for the nose area, okay, so our nose actually corresponds to digestive issues. Okay, so if you have nose pimples, right, it may be due to excessive consumption of heaty foods, okay, or oily, spicy, fried foods, all this. Okay, so then you need to cut down already. And then if you always have acne that is on the right cheek, it's usually caused by lung fire as well. Okay, so lung fire may come from your natural body constitution. It could also be caused by, excessive intake of heaty foods. And then the last part is the chin area. Okay, so Acne that is found on the U zone, or we call it around the chin and jawline, right, is usually caused by hormonal imbalance. Okay, so this is usually seen in females who are undergoing puberty, or even in adult females, okay, because as we age, and then as we change our working environment, we progress from a studying environment to a working environment, right? It can actually affect our hormones as well. Yeah, so then that's when the breakouts will start to show up on the chin area. Yeah. Mm.
So, okay, I see, okay? So with the characteristics, right, okay, and symptoms that you have shared, right, okay, I hope it provides some clarity to our followers out there,
Yeah.
okay, but it's still advisable to see a TCM practitioner, okay, for a diagnosis, okay, to know what type they are suffering from. So now that we have learned about how, okay, TCM views acne, okay, can you share with us, okay, how TCM can help with acne?
Okay, so the first line of TCM treatment for acne is usually 1, TCM herbs, and 2, acupuncture. So TCM herbs actually help to correct the underlying imbalance inside the body, which is responsible for the acne lah. So it can actually help to promote qi and blood circulation for those who are suffering from qi and blood stasis. It can help to nourish the lungs as well as the spleen for those who are suffering from these two organs deficiency. And also lastly can help to expel excess stomach and lung fire from the body. Okay, so through correcting these imbalances, right, it can actually help to improve our acne condition. Okay. Then for TCM acupuncture, okay, it can actually help to promote the micro blood circulation in the face area. So this actually helps to speed up acne healing and clear up acne scars lah. So of course, other than that, it has also a lot of other beauty benefits, such as promoting collagen production inside the face, which can also help to lift our face lah. Okay, for those who have issues with a slight sagging skin, okay, it can also help to promote a more healthy complexion. Okay, so that you can glow from within.
Okay, can. Okay, so I heard that, okay, this facial acupuncture, right, is actually effective for acne and skin health, okay? But then I'm sure that many patients have this thought, okay, that should we really do, okay, acupuncture, okay, for our already red and inflamed skin?
Okay, so this might be a concern for patients who have, severely bad acne lah, okay? So let me just share a little bit about how facial acupuncture works. So facial acupuncture actually works by the insertion of thin needles, right? Okay, along our acupoints lah, okay, which helps to stimulate local blood circulation as well as collagen production. So it's actually minimally invasive compared to other treatments such as gua sha or even the dermapen. Okay, so this is because the insertion of needles for facial acu is only at a single point, okay, instead of a large area lah, and doesn't really involve any dragging movement like the gua sha. Okay, so in fact, right, there is usually no downtime after a facial acupuncture session, and you can go right back to your activities, be it work or exercise or your studying, okay, after acupuncture session. The only exception is we usually don't advise patients to go under the blazing sun, okay, or even swim after a facial acupuncture session. Yeah, so apart from those two activities, right, actually facial acupuncture, right after you do it, you can actually go back to activities.
Okay, I see, okay. So I also believe that, okay, some of our viewers online, okay, or even your patient, okay, will ask this, okay, is facial acupuncture painful? And also like, how often should we do it? Like once a day or once a week?
Okay, so facial acupuncture is actually not as scary and not as painful as everyone would imagine it to be. It only feels like a tiny ant bite, okay, and most people will agree that it's actually less painful than extraction. Okay, so to demonstrate my point, I'm going to show you, okay, an example of the facial acupuncture needles that we use. Okay, so as you can see on the screen now, okay, this is the type of acupuncture needles that we use for facial acu. So it's very small, okay, it's very short, and also it's very thin, so you don't actually feel it when it goes into the skin. Okay, so in comparison, I'm going to show you a normal needle that we use for body acupuncture. So on the right side, right, okay, you can see that the needles are actually slightly thicker and also much longer lah. Yeah, so in comparison to that, right, okay, for facial acupuncture, the needles you don't actually feel much lah when it's going in. Okay, so for recommended frequency of facial acupuncture, this will actually have to depend on the patient's condition, but on average, I would say that it would be about once to twice a week.
Okay. Okay. So, okay, And what about for patients who are afraid of needles? Okay, are there any other therapies that they can do to enjoy the same benefits?
Okay, so yeah, so I always get asked that question because there are always patients who are very afraid of needles. Okay, so for cases like this, we do have other tech-enhanced therapies that can actually also help you with your acne condition. Okay, so I'll be sharing the two of them. Some of you may be familiar with it already. Okay, but I will give a brief introduction for those who have not heard of them before. Okay, so for the first therapy, it will be the electrolymphatic drainage therapy. Okay, so in short, it's called the ELT. So what the ELT does is basically it helps to promote your lymphatic circulation as well as your lymphatic drainage. And the reason why your lymphatic circulation is so important, not just for your acne condition, but for your overall health, right, is because it is our main detox system. Okay, so especially for acne, right, where removal of toxins from the body is very important, ensuring a smooth and decongested lymphatic flow is actually very crucial. Okay, so a lot of patients with acne, right, when I ask them to do the ELT, we realize that they are actually very congested, especially in the neck and shoulder area. Okay, so imagine if let's say your neck and shoulder area is very congested, right? Then a lot of the toxins get stuck here. Okay, and then if toxins don't go out of the body, where do they go? They go out from the skin. Okay, so that's what causes a lot of the acne conditions. Okay, so for the ELT, right, it's actually a very gentle, painless, non-invasive technique. Okay, so some of you may be familiar with ELT for the body, but you may also ask, okay, what about ELT for the face? Okay, so I'm going to give a quick demonstration on Chongxin over here. Okay, so I don't have the ELT machine with me, but I'm going to use this marker. Okay, so imagine this marker is a glass probe that is connected to our ELT machine. Okay, so during the process itself, right, okay, it will basically be just something like this. Okay, so you'll just be moving the glass probe along the skin. Okay, so as we move the glass probe, right, it is actually reacting with the, sorry, I think you turn your face over there, Ken. Yeah, okay, so something like this. Okay, so we'll be clearing something like this, and then when it moves, right, it actually helps to interact with the lymphatic fluids, and then like a magnet, right, it drags the lymphatic fluids and then pushes them towards the lymph nodes. Okay, so there are two of our major lymph nodes are actually found in our clavicle area lah. Okay, so we push them towards the lymph nodes before they will be transported to our detox organs such as our liver and kidneys, where they will be sent out of our body lah. Okay, so for facial ELT, right, okay, usually we can actually focus more on the face areas. So it will be things like the sinus area, okay, the forehead area, okay, as well as the jawline area. Okay, so actually when we are doing this, right, we are actually dragging them all towards the lymph nodes behind the ears. Okay, you need to face there, okay, the lymph nodes behind the ears, okay, before we push them all down, push the toxins all down towards the clavicle area. Okay, yeah, so this is how ELT, facial ELT would feel like lah. Okay, this is just a short demonstration. For the actual thing, please drop by for the actual ELT session to try yourself lah, right? Okay, so that's the first tech-enhanced therapy. The second therapy that I'll be sharing is the negative ion therapy. So the negative ion therapy, we usually couple together with the ELT. Okay, so the reason why is because the negative ions can actually help to stimulate your cell recovery after the ELT pushes the toxins out of the body lah. Okay, so other than that, right, it also helps to balance your autonomic nervous system. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, the autonomic nervous system actually comprises of our fight or flight and our rest or digest system. So if you are constantly in stressed out mode, it can actually push this system out of balance, and then it puts your body in a fight or flight state lah. Okay, and then it causes a lot of excessive stress and toxin buildup inside our body, which can cause hormonal imbalance, and then this will cause acne as well lah. Okay, so these are some of the benefits of the negative ion therapy. It is also a painless, non-invasive therapy. It only lasts 20 minutes. You can just take a nice nap on the bed, okay, and then it will be over.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are the two therapies that you can try if you are afraid of needles lah.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Vision Fu, okay, for the quick demo as well. Okay, so for the most important question is that, okay, for these treatments, right, so how long does it take to see results?
Okay, so this would depend on the severity of the acne condition, okay, but for patients whose bodies are receptive to treatments, right, and of course they make very drastic improvements to their lifestyle, they can actually see improvements in as fast as 1 session or 1 week.
1 session, okay.
Correct. So it's actually that fast.
Okay.
But the full treatment plan itself would usually take at least 6 months to a year or even more, okay, depending on the condition. So the reason why the full treatment plan actually takes so long, right, is because the skin cycle itself actually takes 2 to 3 months. So imagine if you're making some changes to your skin now, right, okay, for you to see a very, complete drastic improvement, right, it may take 2 to 3 months, okay? So this is how the body works lah. Okay, it's not that our treatment is very slow or anything like that. Okay, so it does take a considerable amount of time to actually recondition the body. So of course, good habits and lifestyle can actually help to speed up the recovery process lah. So for patients who come for acne concerns, I always encourage them to drink more water, eat a bit more healthily, okay, and then also go to bed on time lah.
Okay. So speaking of which, right, okay, is there any diet advice, okay, that you can share with our followers, okay, who might be suffering from acne?
Yep. Okay, so in terms of diet, I'm sure you have heard me say this for a lot of times already, okay, but it works. Okay, essentially, you should try to avoid heaty foods. Okay, so heaty foods will include things like fried food, spicy food, oily food, as well as sugary and processed foods, because sugar can actually cause a lot of inflammation inside the body. Okay, and then apart from that, okay, try to incorporate more leafy greens into your diet and also eat a more balanced diet lah. Okay, so a good balance of protein, fats, and carbohydrates. Okay, and then lastly, try to drink at least 3 liters of water every day. Okay, so you will be surprised how many people are not drinking 3 liters of water every day, which really boggles my mind, because 70% of your body is made of water. Okay, so 3 liters is actually only 5% of your body weight. Okay, and that is the minimum that is required for us to have healthy cell processes lah. Okay, so please remember to hydrate yourself. Yeah, so overall, I guess this will be the diet tips I will give to our viewers.
Okay, so actually, right, it's very important, right, to eat healthily, okay, and also drink lots and lots of water, like what Vision Fu mentioned just now.
Yes.
So can you share some lifestyle tips, okay, with our viewers online?
Okay, so for lifestyle, like I've mentioned just now, you should try to go to bed by 10 p.m. each night, okay? Latest 11 p.m. Or you should be already dreaming by 11 p.m. Yeah, okay? And then also exercise regularly, especially important, okay? If you have acne, don't pick at your acne, okay? Because this can result in infection as well as scarring, okay? Also try to avoid using facial scrubs or any harsh chemicals on the face, because this can further aggravate the acne. And then also avoid skincare that uses fragrance. So go for skincare that is as natural or contains at least the least ingredients, okay? So that at least you know what you're applying on your face, okay? And then also lastly, ensure that your face is always well hydrated. Okay, so remember to always use a hydrating moisturizer after you cleanse your face. Okay. Okay, so lastly, this one is also very interesting. I'm going to share a recipe that you can actually easily do at home that can help you to clear your stomach fire and also clarify your skin. So this is actually, this recipe is called peppermint tea with lemon. Okay. So the recipe is very easy. You just need to boil a cup of peppermint tea. So these days it's very easy to get peppermint. Okay. You can either use the tea leaves or you can also use the tea bag. Okay. So you just boil a cup of peppermint tea. Strain the leaves if you are using the leaves. Okay. And then you just need to add a teaspoon of lemon juice to the tea. Okay. So for those who prefer a little bit more on the sweeter side, you can also add a little bit of honey. Okay, you can actually make the tea very nice for you. It should be hot. It shouldn't be cold, by the way. Okay, hot tea. Okay, so the benefit of this is actually that peppermint can help to boost digestion. So this one we kind of know. And one unknown thing about peppermint is that it can actually help to clear heat from the stomach. Do you know what's peppermint in Chinese?
薄荷.
Yes, correct. Peppermint is 薄荷 in Chinese, yeah. So 薄荷is actually one TCM herb that we use commonly, okay, and it can actually help to clear heat from the body. Yeah. Okay, so other than the peppermint, the vitamin C in the lemon is also very good for clarifying the skin, boosting immunity as well. Okay, and then of course honey is actually very good for reducing, fighting inflammation inside the body. Okay, so these three components are all you need lah. Okay, so you can substitute some of your beverages like your coffee or tea with this peppermint tea. Okay, if you want to clarify your skin. Yeah. Oh yeah, this recipe you can actually find on our Instagram, the Oriental Remedies Instagram. Yeah.
Okay. So just curious so can people with no acne also drink this as well?
Yeah. Okay, so for people with no acne, right, okay, you can actually also drink this tea, okay, because it's very good for boosting digestion. Yeah, okay, and then we all know that digestion is very important for things like immunity, or even if you have good skin but you want healthy glowing skin, then you can also try this tea.
Okay, so that's nice, and that's a rather simple recipe to make. So maybe I can probably try to make one after this IG live.
For your
for myself.
beautiful skin.
Yes, for my beautiful skin.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so moving on. Okay, so
Okay.
like, are there any like supplements patient can take also to help with their skin health?
Okay, so we always say that good skin health begins with the gut. Okay, so if you want to achieve acne-free skin and also glow from within, then I would recommend taking Oriental Remedies Gut Essential to improve your gut health. Yeah, okay, you can hold it up for me also. Okay, so basically having a healthy gut, right, okay, is akin to having a strong shield, okay, that can help to protect you from allergens and harmful bacteria that you take in together with food. Okay, so all these allergens and harmful bacteria, right, they can actually cause inflammation on the gut-skin axis, which we know can also trigger acne outbreaks. So this gut essential, right, is actually a symbiotic product. Okay, symbiotic meaning it contains prebiotics as well as probiotics. Okay, which gives you an all-rounded boost to your gut and skin health. Okay, it's also super easy and convenient to take because you only need 1 capsule a day, and each bottle can actually last you 2 months lah. Yeah, so it's very value for money as well. Yeah.
Wow, okay, so only 1 capsule a day. Okay, that's super convenient.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be sure to ask my friends and family to try out.
Okay.
And even myself, probably I will try out later. Okay,
Sounds
so
good.
for our next question, right, okay, can you advise right, whether TCM acne treatment, right, can be used in conjunction with other acne treatments?
Okay, so TCM acne treatment can actually be used in conjunction with other acne treatments, but there may need to be some rest time in between the 2 treatments depending on what it is.
Okay, so like, how long will you recommend for this rest time between treatments?
Okay, so the rest time is usually highly dependent on the type of treatment that you do. Generally, the harsher or the more invasive the treatment is, right, the more time is needed for the skin to heal and recover before we can do any TCM treatment. So for example, for any patients who have done facial extraction before, I would usually ask them to leave 48 hours after the extraction before we do any TCM acupuncture. But on the other hand, if you're doing facial acupuncture before the other treatments, right, there generally is no downtime, because the invasiveness of the skin barrier is quite minimal lah. There is also no downtime for ELT or negative ion. So right after that, you can actually proceed to do any other facial treatments. Yeah. But in any case, if you're unsure, always check with us beforehand, so we can advise accordingly.
Okay. Ken, thank you, Fu, for sharing with us today. Okay, about how TCM can help with acne. Okay, so now we open the questions to the floor. Okay, so send in your questions. Okay, so to start off, we'll be answering some questions, that were asked on our IG earlier on. So for the first question is, can TCM help with all types of acne?
Okay, so generally, yes. Regardless of whether the acne is hormonal, cystic, or fungal, TCM tries to address the root cause of the issue, which is the underlying body condition. So generally, no matter what kind of acne you have, just come to us. We will assess and then we will advise accordingly. However, the exception is if the issue is bacterial or fungal infection, we may recommend seeing a GP first, for some antibiotics or antifungal to be taken just at the start of the treatment, to prevent any worsening of infection. So that's why it's always important for us to take a look at the condition first, and then we can advise whether we can start the treatment earlier on or we may need other excess help or other additional help.
Thank you. So for the second question, is what type of acne patients have you helped before? And do you have any successful case studies that you can share?
Okay, so I do see a variety of acne patients, including male, females, and of course all age groups lah. So I'll just share a few case studies, okay, and of course how they've improved.
Okay.
So the first patient is a young adult in her 20s. Okay, so she's a university student, and as we know, sometimes when we are studying, right? Okay, we actually have no choice. We need to stay up late at night. Okay, so she sleeps at I think 2-3 a.m. Okay, which is very late. Okay, so for her, she faced the issue of hormonal acne lah. So this acne always worsens during menses. Okay. So for her treatment period was over a few months, and I actually did I gave her TCM herbs. She also did ELT and negative ion as well. So she actually improved a lot over a period of a few months. Okay, and now she's only coming back for ELT for maintenance lah. Yeah, so generally she's actually healing quite well. She still is sleeping around 2-3 a.m. Okay, it's something that is very hard for me to control, but at least the good thing is she tries her best with her diet and lifestyle lah. Okay, and then also coupled with the treatments, I think she's quite happy with her improvements lah. Yeah, so that's the first case study.
Okay.
The second case study, I will share with you a male patient, okay, who is in his early 30s. Okay, he suffers from face, back, and chest acne. Okay, due to excessive oily skin. So for him, the treatment was TCM herbs as well as acupuncture. And then for him, he also improved over a period of a few months, and now he's not coming back anymore. Okay, which is a good thing. He's discharged. Yeah. So that was quite a successful case study as well. Okay. And then the last case study I'm sharing is a female patient who is in her 30s. She has suffered from acne ever since giving birth lah. Okay, so this is slightly hormonal related as well.
Okay.
So for her, treatment was also a combination of TCM acupuncture and herbs over a period of 1 year. Okay, so why it was 1 year is because her condition is slightly more severe. Okay, it's almost like to the extent of cystic lah. Okay, but now actually most of her complexion is actually quite clean already, quite nice and flat. Okay, there's just a few acne marks here and there to clear. So she's still continuing to see me, but not regularly lah, just once a month.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are some of the successful case studies that I have with acne patients.
Okay, so let's take a look and see if we have other questions from the floor. Okay, so for this, so for those hormonal, maybe you can share how you can prevent, on like new acne from forming.
Okay.
Let's say if we don't have acne, or when we have already, then how to prevent new one from forming.
Okay. So our viewer Little Heart Toffee asks whether there's any tips to prevent new acne from forming. Okay. So generally, actually, if you follow the tips, the diet and the lifestyle tips that I shared with you before, right? Okay. Shouldn't go wrong lah. Okay. So the same ones would be things like avoiding heaty foods, eating healthily, drinking enough water, as well as sleeping on time. If you can do all these, it's actually very high already. Okay. But of course, if you want to go a step further, okay, you can actually try out the treatments we have at Oriental Remedies. Okay, so things like herbs, acupuncture, ELT, and negative ions, right? Okay, all of these can actually help to improve your body constitution. Okay, and then they also, like even the ELT, it actually helps with a lot of toxin removal. Okay, so apart from beauty or like pimple formation, right? Okay, it can actually also help to boost your metabolism and improve your overall health lah. Yeah. So my advice would be to follow my diet and lifestyle tips, and also drop by Oriental Remedies for a consultation. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay. So for the next question is like for those hormonal breakouts, right? Okay, like 1 or 2 acne kind, right? Okay. Is there any way to quickly like let you recover?
Okay, so this is a very good question. Okay, so even for me, like nearing my menses, I will also have some 1 or 2 breakouts, like not the very jialat kind. Okay, but then let's say we have something an event that is coming up very soon, and then you want to recover very fast, right? Okay, what can help? Very simple, facial acupuncture. So this actually works, okay? What we do is, when we do the facial acupuncture, right, we can actually put the needles around or near the pimple itself, the breakout itself, okay? So what this does is it actually stimulates the local blood circulation in that area, okay? So when that happens, right, it helps to drive the blood circulation towards this area, and it also helps to let the wound recover faster, okay? So after the facial acupuncture, right, you can actually see the pus coming out very fast, and then afterwards it's also important to continue with the acupuncture because you need to fade the scar away, okay, which the acupuncture can help with. So that would be my tip if you want the pimple to go away very fast. Okay. Wow, very far away. Chongqing, go and read.
Okay, so another question that someone asked is it better to drink the peppermint tea in the morning or in the evening?
Okay, so for this one, right, actually it's quite up to you, okay? You can even drink it in the afternoon, okay? I would say that they have slightly different effects in a sense, okay? So if you drink it in the morning, right, it can actually morning and in the afternoon, right, it can actually help to boost your digestion, okay? So if you are someone who has digestive issues, right, okay, then you can drink the peppermint tea in the morning or in the afternoon, okay? So especially in the afternoon after you eat, right, okay, it can actually help with the digestion, and then when you drink the peppermint tea at night, right, okay, some patients, they actually feedback that it helps them to feel more relaxed, okay? So everyone's body has a slightly different response, okay, to the peppermint tea, okay, as well as the treatments, okay? So my advice would be you can try it out yourself first, and you'll see what fits you the best.
Okay. Okay, so okay, last but not least, right? Okay, so I also heard that facial gua sha, right? Okay, is actually great for promoting good skin complexion. So is it recommended for people suffering from acne?
Okay, so for facial gua sha, I usually don't advise if you are suffering from acne, as it can actually break the skin barrier, which is already weakened in the face, in the situation of acne, So this may actually trigger the worsening or further spread of the acne. I usually only recommend gua sha after the acne has come down and the skin barrier has restored itself. That being said, on normal skin, gua sha can actually help to promote blood circulation and lymphatic circulation, which helps with glowing skin complexion as well as V-shaped face.
Okay, so thank you, Vision Fu, for sharing.
You are welcome.
Okay, and if you guys are interested to know more about how gua sha and other TCM treatments, right, can help with a healthy glowing skin, right? So stay tuned to our next NoonTalks, where we'll talk about the TCM secrets, to a glowing and age-defying skin.
Wow.
Yes, we'll be talking about anti-aging next. So I'm sure that many of our viewers, right, will be very interested in this topic. Okay, so before we end off for the day, right, we have this very great promo to share. So the promotion is the first 3 patients to code ORG acne from 28 June to 5th July, they will receive a complimentary consultation, facial acupuncture, which just now Vision Fu was recommending, in terms of let's say treatment or prevention, it will help, and also a bottle of this gut essential here, so worth up to $300, for acne concerns. So do call to book your appointment. The number to call is 8742-2163. And then you have to code ORG acne. So the number to call is 8742-2163.
You can also find our number online.
Yes. And so remember the code ORG acne. And then this redemption will be done at our Orchard Clinic. Which is our newest clinic here. So with that, we've come to the end of our NoonTalks for today. So thank you everyone for taking your time out of your lunch to tune in today. Also thank you Vision Fu again. And we hope to see you guys at our next NoonTalk. Have a good day and bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you everyone for joining. Everyone. See you all next month. Thank you Chongqing also.